everybody. It's the Bobby Moe Show, your favorite RMU Colonials podcast. I'm your host, Chris Shoveling. Great to have you aboard with us today. The Bobby Moe Show today is brought to you again by Dollar Energy Fund. Stay with us. We're going to talk with Jenna Irwin, also Gia Anthony, and Jerica Obi. They're all from the Robert Morris University women's lacrosse team. We'll get to them next, right here on the Bobby Moe Show.
When your employer gives you a choice of health plans, choose UPMC Health Plan. You'll have access to the best doctors and hospitals, including the top-ranked care of UPMC and many community hospitals near you. UPMC Health Plan gives you an award-winning healthcare concierge team and a partner who puts you and your health at the center of all we do. Choose what's best. Choose UPMC Health Plan. Visit upmchealthplan.com/best for more information.
It's the Bobby Moe Show here on the RMU Athletics Game Day app. I'm your host, Chris Shoveling. Dylan Thompson is our producer, and we're going to start our Bobby Moe Show edition for this week with Jenna Irwin from the Robert Morris University women's lacrosse team. And as a matter of fact, Jenna, it's pretty good that we're starting with you because so far you have the high totals on the team as far as goals and points. 15 goals so far and an assist for 16 points on the season, according to the RMUcolonials.com website. And just wanted to ask you a little bit about how the season's been going, not only for the team, but for you personally. How are things going?
I guess I'll start with the team. I feel like as a team, we're doing pretty well. I mean, we've won all of our conference games so far, which is obviously like all that matters. Obviously, we want to win our non-conference games, but the conference ones are the most important. So it's been good that we're at a 3-0 record. And then I guess with me personally, I mean, it's nice to come in and kind of cool to come in and actually be an impact player on the team and do things for the team to help us succeed and be one of those players. And it's also nice to have other players on the team who also are doing the same things. It's not like it's just me or just two people. Like, we share the love, and it's amazing coming into a team like that.
Man, that sounds great. You're sharing the love out there on the field. And I know you're just a freshman, so you have made an impact immediately on the club. And, you know, that's got to be gratifying to you personally.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've always wanted to play Division I lacrosse ever since I started playing lacrosse. I've always wanted to play in college. And obviously coming to a school where playing was a possibility as a freshman was like a big thing for me. I didn't want to go somewhere where I'd sit the bench for possibly 2 years. So it's nice to see not only me too, but other freshmen getting in the games and getting that playing time and being a big impact.
How long have you been playing lacrosse? I know that you grew up in Liverpool, New York, and I'm just wondering what the program was like in high school for you and how long you've actually been playing the sport.
I started around third grade, I believe it was. I actually started because one of my best friends was also going to start playing, so I kind of like followed her into it and ended up loving it. The Liverpool program was, in my opinion, a good program to be in. We were in a very like competitive league going through high school, so it was nice to compete against the better teams in like upstate New York and that area. And I also feel like the girls in the program also helped like develop my love for the sport and everything. I'd hate to be in a program where it was just going downhill and stuff and maybe decrease my love for the sport. So it was good to be in a program that didn't do that.
What's your favorite part of the game?
Oh gosh, I don't know. Maybe just like the adrenaline after a win, maybe, or like during a close game, like getting that last score or something, no matter who it is, and feeling that adrenaline that it's like we just won that or something like that.
All right, super. Have you played other sports? I mean, or is lacrosse the single thing athletics-wise in your life?
I grew up playing a lot of sports, actually. I think I tried just about every single one, but coming into like middle school, I did field hockey, swimming, lacrosse, obviously, and then I also did volleyball. And then coming into high school, I really had to pick because some of them were during the same season. So I really just ended with volleyball and lacrosse, and then getting into my junior year was really just lacrosse.
All right. How about here at Robert Morris study wise? I know that, you're a student athlete. And, when we say student athletes, the student part always comes first. So, what's it been like in the classroom transitioning from high school into college?
So far I haven't found it to be too difficult of a transition. I'm a early childhood education major, so even me picking a major, I feel like that's not a very difficult major, like class wise with like your core classes. I'm taking, I would say, a pretty easy math, a pretty easy science class. So like the difficulty of some of my classes hasn't been a huge like impact on me that has really like made me struggle a little bit as like some other majors might do to some kids coming here. So that's kind of been nice. But I also actually much prefer these college classes to high school, being able to have more freedom and only going to maybe 2 or 3 classes a day, rather than in high school, whereas literally 7:30 a.m. to 2:30 of just classes. So it's
Yeah.
kind
Now you're getting into the concentration of things, I guess,
of,
huh?
yeah.
What do you want to do with that degree once you get it?
I definitely want to become an elementary teacher. I don't know where I really want to go, like location wise yet, but I know I want to be in the earlier grade levels and somewhere around there.
All right, Jenna Irwin, we salute you and congratulate you on your performance so far with the Robert Morris women's lacrosse team. I know that you've got a big part of the schedule to go, and we're going to talk to a couple of your teammates coming up in just a little bit. That's up next, right here on the Bobby Moe Show. Stay with us.
This winter, many families in our area are struggling to make ends meet and keep their homes warm. You can make a difference by making a donation to Dollar Energy Fund. Your contribution will be matched dollar for dollar by Dollar Energy Fund's utility partners, and 100% of all donations will be used to help local families maintain or restore basic utility services. No one should have to face a Pittsburgh winter in the cold. Help spread the warmth to your neighbors in need and donate today at dollarenergy.org.
Once again, the Bobby Moe Show is here on the RMU Athletics Game Day app. I'm Chris Shovlin. So glad to have you aboard today with us as we talk 2022 Robert Morris University women's lacrosse. And we have Jerica Obi, who is a junior, who has started all 7 games for Robert Morris so far this season. She is second in points on the team, the leading assist player on the team, and second in goals, as well as we're almost to the midway point of the season. And Jerica, let's talk about the season so far. Jenna had mentioned earlier in the Bobby Moe Show that you ladies are 3-0 in conference right now. I know you beat Detroit Mercy, Kent State, and Akron. Let's talk about how tough conference play has been and what it's like playing in the MAC.
So my experience, the MAC has definitely been like a good conference and a good challenge for us. We definitely have a younger team this year, and I'm also new to the team as I transferred here this year.
Okay.
And it's been really awesome, like coming into these games and like everyone doing their best. And I think it's been going really well for us, like conference wise so far. Just like we're learning and we're improving every game and every opportunity. I think everyone's like doing their best, and every game is a learning experience for us. And I think that by the end of the season, our team's just going to be even stronger than we were when we started.
All right, you said you transferred in. Where are you coming in from, and where did you play before?
So I played at St. Bonaventure University, and I was a redshirt freshman, and then the COVID year as well because I tore my ACL, and then I played last year there.
What was recovering from an ACL tear like? It had to be absolutely brutal. From everybody I've ever talked to who's gone through it, just talks about how grueling the recovery process is.
Well, it definitely wasn't fun. I'll say that for sure. And going home for COVID also made it even more challenging just because I had to do a lot of things on my own while there was like PT places were closed and I wasn't able to have my trainer with me. But it was honestly like, I think it was really good for me as an athlete because it kind of showed me that like you should never take playing for granted because you never know when you're not going to be able to play and you have to watch all your friends practice every day for a year. So I think it kind of like made me a better athlete in the sense that every time I'm going in for like a rep at practice or a game, I'm like, I always want to do the best I can for my friends because I know like they're doing the same thing around me.
Yeah, that had to be tough. No question about it. Now you're from Ontario, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And pretty far north, I would think.
Yeah, I live like an hour and a half north of Toronto. So
Okay, so from Pittsburgh, that's pretty far up because it takes what I think 6 hours just to get to Toronto.
yeah,
So
it's like
you're
six
talking
and a half
about
hours from here where I live, 6.5, 7 hours.
now. Do you drive or do you fly when you go
I
back home?
drive.
Wow, that's got to be a grueling trip too, though.
It's not too bad. It's pretty straight, which is nice. Like just come through Buffalo and it's not too bad. Just the snow in Buffalo is not fun to drive through in the winter at all.
Sure, try to get spring and fall in there, and that's fine. But I'll tell you what, it is a scenic drive. I've done it a couple of times myself.
Yes, it's very enjoyable. I actually really like driving to school. It's kind of like I'm always so excited, especially this year coming in like as a brand new player on this team, like ready to meet all these like incredible people. I was like so excited driving down, like ready to start this new experience.
So, what's it been like meshing with a brand new club, brand new friends, brand new teammates, brand new school?
Well, I was super nervous and I don't even know why because as soon as I got here, I was like immediately included and everyone was so kind and it's so cool because like from the program I came from, like seniors didn't hang out with freshmen. And here
Mhm.
it's like everyone is best friends and like you hang out with everybody, which is so nice because I think that the culture off the field also translates on the field for us. And it's like you're always wishing the best for everyone and like playing hard because you're out there with all of your best friends every day. So it was like a super seamless like change for me.
Okay, what made Robert Morris be your choice after transferring from the Bonnies?
I really liked Coach Katrina. I actually was recruited here when I was in high school, and I chose St. Bonaventure. And I was like, in the back of my mind, I was like, oh, like I wonder what it would be like somewhere else. And then when I entered the transfer portal, like she reached out to me. I knew a girl who played here last year. She was a fifth year, and she told me a bit about her experience. And I thought that it sounded like something I would love to try and do because I do love lacrosse, and it was just very difficult for me prior to coming here. And I'm so glad I did.
Well, we wish you the best of luck the rest of the way, and officially welcome to Robert Morris. I know you're midway through the season right now too, and want to wish you the best.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to continue on. Gianna Anthony is going to be joining us next here on the Bobby Mo Show. Stay with us. We'll be back right after this.
Chick-fil-A Robinson will brighten your day with their new chocolate fudge brownie, mac and cheese, and cheese sauce. Chick-fil-A's chocolate fudge brownie is crafted with layers of fudge, a cake-like middle, and topped with flaky chunks of chocolate. The mac and cheese is a premium blend of cheeses coming together for a nice, crispy layer on top of warm, creamy Chick-fil-A deliciousness. The cheese sauce at Chick-fil-A makes waffle fries even more yummy. Stop by Chick-fil-A Robinson and treat yourself to their new brownie, mac and cheese sauce today. Serving you with care. Chick-fil-A Robinson.
Dollar Energy Fund, helping our neighbors in need maintain basic utility service since 1983. Visit dollarenergy.org or text the word WARM, that's WARM, to 53555. That's WARM to 53555. And you can help our neighbors, your neighbors in need, stay warm this winter. All right, Gia Anthony is joining us in the third segment of the Bobby Mo Show here on the RMU Athletics Game Day app. She is a sophomore, and Gia, you're having a breakout season as well, aren't you?
I guess you could say that.
I think you can actually. Your numbers are pretty good. I've got you down for 8 goals and assists for 9 points, and you're playing pretty strong. Playing pretty strong lacrosse.
Yeah.
Let's take us through, like, those of us who have only been exposed to lacrosse just briefly. Take us through what lacrosse is all about. Describe the game to us. If you can put in mind somebody who's never seen a lacrosse game, tell us what goes on.
Okay, so it starts with a draw. So the ball's in between the opposing team's sticks. Then the ball will fly in the air, and 3 of the girls from each team will battle for the ball before possession's awarded. And then the team that wins it will go down onto offense and ideally score a goal. And then the team who loses it will play defense and try to stop the other team from getting the ball in the net.
Okay, that's pretty good description. I guess you can compare it to hockey, can't you?
Yeah, I would say so.
Probably the closest thing, I would think.
Yeah, it's kind of like a mix of basketball and hockey, I would say.
Okay. All right. Really good. You are from Syracuse, New York. Tell us about lacrosse at Syracuse before you got into the college sport and at the college level.
Yeah, so growing up in Syracuse, I always went to the Syracuse University games, and I'd watched those girls growing up and like was always decked head to toe. So it was a big part of me growing up being around it. And also the part where I grew up in Syracuse is close to the Onondaga Nation. So I also grew up around like them playing lacrosse. So all around it was just always surrounding me and a big impact in my life.
Really, you're talking the Onondaga Nation. We're talking about the history of soccer. I mean, that's really the origins of soccer were from those folks.
Yeah.
And that's pretty impressive that you've gotten exposed to that at that level. I mean, are you a student of the game because of that? Have you studied the history of the game?
I wish I could say that I was, but I don't really know all too much about the history.
Well, speaking of studying, what are you studying at Robert Morris? What are you majoring in? What do you hope to do?
I'm a marketing major, and at the end of this year, I'm going to add my minors in finance and legal studies. And ideally, after graduation, I would like to go to law school and become a corporate lawyer.
All right. Well, that's a pretty heavy load while you're in school, let alone after school.
Yeah, I like it though. It keeps me busy.
All right, let's talk about the season. Again, we were mentioning earlier that you're 3-0 in conference in the MAC with wins over Detroit, Mercy, Kent State, and Akron. I know that you played some non-conference games against some pretty heavyweights like Ohio State. In fact, that's how you opened up the season. But let's talk about some of the non-conference games and the opponents that you played this year, and maybe talk about some of the toughest matches you've been in.
Yeah, so I don't think some of the scores really reflect how we performed in those games. I think we've been doing really strong, and we're a really young team, especially comparing to last year where we really relied on the fifth years. Now we're more of sharing the love. But I think that really shows during the non-conference games how even though you don't see it on the stat sheet, we are coming together and we're like, we need to fight back. Like, we can still win this game. And kind of have more of like a positive, like uplifting attitude, like even if the score isn't what we want it to be.
Yeah, I know you've got a pretty heavy schedule going the rest of the way. Who are some of the tougher opponents that you're going to face coming up?
Definitely UMBC this weekend, and then looking into the future for out of conference is Cincinnati.
Okay, that will be a tough one, no doubt about it. How do you guys think you're going to do in the MAC? Because I mean, I realize it's March right now, but the playoffs are going to start in May. You're off to a great start, undefeated so far in the MAC. How do you think you're going to match up come playoff time?
I think we're going to match up really, really well. A lot of the teams in our conference are a good competition, but I think we want it. And we want another chance to go to the NCAAs and kind of do it for the girls who came before us and end the season completely undefeated in the MAC since joining it.
All right, Gia, thank you so much for joining us on the Bobby Mo Show. I enjoyed talking with you, Jerica, and Jenna. I want to wish you the best of luck the rest of the way. I think it's going to be fantastic. You guys are off to a great start right now. Just keep it going, okay?
Thanks for having us.
All right, our pleasure, no doubt about it. Again, you're listening to the Bobby Mo Show, and we're going to come back and run down some of the scores and results of some of the games from the other clubs playing on campus right now. We're going to do that right after we take this break. We do want to remind you that the Bobby Mo Show is presented by Dollar Energy Fund, helping our neighbors in need maintain basic utility service since 1983. Visit dollarenergy.org or text the word warm to 53555. Back to wrap up the Bobby Mo Show coming up next right here on the RMU Athletics Game Day app.
This winter, many families in our area are struggling to make ends meet and keep their homes warm. You can make a difference by making a donation to Dollar Energy Fund. Your contribution will be matched dollar per dollar by Dollar Energy Fund's utility partners, and 100% of all donations will be used to help local families maintain or restore basic utility services. No one should have to face a Pittsburgh winter in the cold. Help spread the warmth to your neighbors in need and donate today at dollarenergy.org.
Support Dollar Energy Fund today and help your neighbors in need stay warm this winter. Find out how a small contribution can score big with those in need. All you need to do is visit dollarenergyfund.org or text the word warm to 53555. That's warm, WARM, to 53555. All right, let's get caught up with what everybody else is doing here on campus at Robert Morris. Well, we might as well start with lacrosse. Let's do that first. Women's lacrosse beat Akron 10-6 last week. They'll travel to UMBC on Saturday. Men's lacrosse beat Canisius, then lost to High Point last week. They host Marquette Saturday at noon, and that game will be aired on ESPN+. We hope you tune in. Softball had their home series versus Green Bay snowed out. Yeah, it's that time of the year. You never know what you're going to get. They head to Detroit Mercy for a 2-game series Friday and Saturday of this weekend. And men's golf has a match in Urbana, Maryland at the Carpetbagger Classic, and we wish the men's golf team the best of luck. That's pretty much going to do it for the Bobby Moe Show today. Once again, Dylan Thompson is our producer. I'm Chris Shovlin. Want to thank the members of the Robert Morris University women's lacrosse team for joining me here today, and we'll talk to you on the next edition of the Bobby Moe Show right here on the RMU Athletics Game Day app.